Hi guys, it's the Super Marin Bros back again with another video. Today we want to address some mistakes some players make when first starting the game. Many of these mistakes we've made ourselves, so speaking from experience here, we want to help prevent you from making these same mistakes and hopefully guide you to make better choices. These are the 12 things I wish I knew when I started Genshin Impact. Let's get started. Number 1. Don't level up every character. Resources are hard to come by in Genshin Impact, and spending them on characters you might not end up using is just wasteful. In the beginning, you'll only really need 4 characters, and later on, you'll only really need 8. Yes, you can build many more teams, but at the beginning, it is better to invest your resources on characters that you know will help you at the endgame. Number 2. Rarity does not equate to viability. When the game first started, everyone was super excited to try out their first 5-star and max them out, whether it was Keqing, Diluc, or Jean. Everyone thought that they were cool and clearly stronger than other characters. As time passed, players realized that these so-called stronger characters were getting overshadowed by many accessible 4-stars in the game. Many of the best teams in the game have Xiangling, who you get for free through the Spiral Abyss. She's considered by many to be the best DPS in Teyvat. This is saying a lot considering she is a 4-star. Then there's Bennett, the best support in the game. Xingqiu, the best applicator in the game. Fischl, one of the best batteries in the game. Beidou, one of the best main DPSs in the game. As well as Sucrose, one of the best Anemo supports in the game. Oh, did we forget to mention Diona, Rosaria, Kea, Goro, Sarah, Noelle? You get the point. There are so many 4-stars to work with, and they outclass many 5-stars in their respective teams. Number 3. Don't pull for every 5-star. Xiao is out. Great! I should pull for him and get my 8th main DPS. Look, I'm not telling you to not pull for Xiao, but do you really need yet another main DPS? And let's say you do pull for Xiao, do you have his teammates ready to make him the best Xiao possible? Do you have a battery? Do you have a good weapon for him? If you get him, and the only way to make him work is with a Barbara and a white tassel, then you are really doing Xiao a disservice. Even if you have all these characters, other main DPS characters like Ayaka, Raiden, and the 4-star characters we mentioned earlier can provide superior results. My brother and I used to pull for all the 5-stars we could get, but at some point we realized that you really need to plan and think about who you should get and how would they fit into your team. Do you have the right supports? Do you even have good weapons? In my case, I pulled for Itto, knowing full well I had the right team to build with him. I had both Zhongli and Albedo waiting for him, so all I needed was at least one copy of Itto and Goro. I also had the Serpent Spine leveled up and ready for use. And let's say I didn't get Itto. I was more than completely prepared to use my C6 Noelle as my main. The point is, look at what you have before trying to get every new 5-star. This is especially important when trying to pull in the weapon banner, since you have less control of what you get. You should also consider that the character you want now may get power crept in the near future. Number 4. Save your primogems. Very closely related to the last point but still very important, primogems are hard to come by, especially for a free-to-play player. Spending it on things you don't need will not make your account stronger. In fact, you have the ability to save for constellations on some characters you may like. Many 4-stars improve dramatically with constellations, like Beidou, who is a beast and becomes one of the strongest DPS characters in the game at just C2, or C1 Bennett, who is fully unlocked for your team. It is even possible to save for constellations on 5-stars. Before, constellations on 5-stars seemed something almost entirely exclusive to whales, but not anymore. With the introduction of double 5-star banners and plenty of reruns looming, it has now become extremely easy. C2 Raiden, here I come. Number 5. Don't let your resin cap. Resin, oh resin, how I wish we had more of you. Resin is the most precious resource we have in Genshin Impact. Not using it, even at low AR, will hurt your account a lot. Even if you don't have much to spend on, and you are satisfied with how your characters are currently built, it is still important you put your resin to use somewhere. Mora or talent books are always good to farm for since you never know when you'll need to upgrade someone. Number 6. Spend your resin wisely. Related to the last point, it is important to not waste your precious resin on things you don't need. Your Hu Tao has a crit value of 240 and yet you are still farming for Crimson Witch artifacts? Oh, what's that? Your Xingqiu is only level 40 and has no 5-star artifacts? In moments like these, you need to realize that hyper-focusing on one character won't provide as much benefit as distributing your efforts into other team members. In any team, it is important to give everyone a lot of, or equal priority. You should also carefully choose which weekly bosses you should focus on. Why destroy Child for the 100th time when you need materials from Senora to buff your Raiden? And late game, you actually don't need to collect all 3 treasures that the weekly bosses provide. You can focus on the ones whose materials you'll need for improving your characters, and once your characters are all leveled up and crowned, then you should consider to stop wasting your resin on the bosses and use it instead on artifacts, talent books, etc. Also, don't farm for artifacts until you reach AR 45, as you are guaranteed to get at least one 5-star artifact per domain run by then. Number 7. Don't be intimidated by the Spiral Abyss. Once you reach a certain level, it is important to start working on your Spiral Abyss. Yes, floor 12 is considered endgame content, but it doesn't mean you can't start sooner and complete the previous floors. The rewards of Abyss are really great, and even if you can't collect all at the moment, then that's okay. One day you will definitely conquer the Abyss and get your first 36 stars, and it might come sooner than expected. Maybe our guides can even help you achieve this. Please subscribe. Number 8. Don't ignore world exploration. Genshin is huge. Sometimes it can be daunting to explore every nook and cranny. But that's the thing, it is actually super worth it. Chest rewards seem small, but are actually great when they start to accumulate. There's also world quests, bounties, story quests, and more. It is important to progress so you can unlock certain domains that would otherwise be inaccessible, or so you can fight bosses that are locked behind story quests. You'll also be collecting important Ascension materials along the way. Genshin is first and foremost an open world game. Get out there and explore the world of Teyvat. Number 9. Spend your precious resources wisely. Some things are very hard to come by. Billets and crowns are rare. Choosing who to crown is very important. So don't waste your first crown on Chi-Chi. The same goes for billets. Not all craftable weapons are good. For example, Kitane Cross Spear is commonly used in many meta teams by characters like Xiangling or Rosaria, and this is considered an overall better investment than the Crescent Pike. Artifact experience is also hard to earn, and leveling up artifacts that don't have good substats would be a waste of that experience. And the Artifact Strongbox? That thing that whales use to dump their useless artifacts into? We recommend to consider using it once you have a lot of level 20 artifacts. You could potentially be farming for 3 artifacts instead of just 2. Number 10. Low rarity weapons and artifacts can be extremely useful. There are many useful weapons and artifacts in Genshin that don't have that beautiful golden glow. The Instructor and Exile set are considered to be very strong options in a lot of meta teams, so think twice before using them as artifact experience. The same can be said for weapons. There are a multitude of strong 4-star weapons. Some are even better than their 5-star counterparts. Weapons like the Catch at R5 is extremely powerful and happens to be Xiangling and Raiden's favorite free-to-play weapon. And in some cases, it even outperforms some 5-star weapons like the Staff of Homa. Even 3-star weapons are super useful, like the Thrilling Tales of Dragonslayer, which provides a massive 48% attack buff to any one character, which is incredible, and it is widely used in many top meta teams. Number 11. Build your Serintea teapot. No, you don't need to turn your teapot into your Animal Crossing village. I personally just dumped everything everywhere and my teapot looks like an episode of Hoarders. But I am proud to say that my teapot is at level 10, so I take full advantage of the transient resin every week and spend the remaining favor on Hero's Wit or Mora. And if you have a really cool teapot, invite me over so I can check it out. Or reorganize it. Number 12. Know your shit. Genshin Impact might seem simple on the surface, but learning its intricacies takes time and practice. There's combos, rotations, reactions, iframing, internal cooldown, elemental gauge theory, hit lag, energy funneling, stagger resistance, snapshotting, and way more. Perfecting your 1-to-2 crit ratio and knowing what talents to prioritize, these are all really important things. Knowing these concepts will take time, but it can bring your skill to the next level, and practice will eventually make perfect. Remember, every master was once a disaster. And that's all, guys. Obviously, there's a lot we didn't cover, like how we feel that everyone should build the 2 best free-to-play pairings in the game, Fischl and Beidou, and Xiangling and Bennett. Xiangling and Bennett are especially inseparable, almost as if they are married to each other. Let's start the Xiangling-Bennett ship. Denling? Xianet? Xiangling best DPS in Teyvat. Anyway, there are so many things that we have missed, so please let us know in the comments below if we missed something important. If you like this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to our channel as it helps us tremendously. Bye!